When we think about love, we often imagine it as something simple, something that should come naturally, something that requires no instruction manual, no special training, no deep explanation. After all, if two people care about each other, if they choose to be together, if they share their lives, then surely love should be enough. But when we look around at the world, we see a different story. We see countless relationships struggling, countless couples feeling distant, countless hearts longing for something they cannot quite explain. And one of the greatest reasons for this struggle is something almost invisible, something that hides beneath the surface of daily life. It is the miscommunication of love. Love is not one language. Love is many languages. And just like any two people who speak different tongues cannot understand one another without translation, two people in love may also fail to understand each other if they do not know how the other expresses affection, how the other receives care, how the other feels valued. You may be pouring out your heart in the way that feels natural to you, but if your partner speaks a different emotional language, they may not even recognize it as love. They may not feel the warmth you believe you are giving. They may feel neglected, unseen, or unappreciated even while you are trying your best. This is the heartbreaking truth. So many couples are not suffering from a lack of love. They are suffering from a lack of understanding. They are not failing because they do not care. They are failing because they are speaking love in different dialects, with different symbols, with different meanings. And unless they learn to bridge that gap, love begins to feel like silence. Imagine this: a man who shows love by working long hours, making sure the bills are paid, the house is secure, and the future feels safe. To him, this is the ultimate expression of devotion. He is sacrificing his energy, his time, his comfort for the person he loves. But his partner, who longs to hear words of encouragement, who longs for the gentle phrases of "I love you" or "I'm proud of you," feels abandoned. She doesn't see the hours of labor as love. She sees his absence, his silence, his distance, and so both feel unappreciated, one for giving, the other for not receiving. Or consider a woman who shows love through small acts of service. She keeps the home tidy, she prepares meals, she takes care of details so her partner can relax. To her, this is pure devotion. Every small task is an "I love you" unspoken. But her partner craves physical touch, the holding of hands, the warmth of an embrace, the comfort of sitting close together. And when those touches do not come, he feels unloved. Meanwhile, she is pouring her love into her actions, wondering why he doesn't notice all she does. The miscommunication grows, and slowly, love feels like absence, even when it is everywhere. This is what it means to love someone wrong. Not because your love is false, not because your heart is lacking, but because the way you express love is not the way they can receive it. And unless both people learn each other's language, they will remain trapped in a cycle of giving without receiving, of trying without connecting. It is a painful irony, because in these situations, love is present, but invisible. The one who gives feels unappreciated. The one who longs to receive feels unloved. And slowly, resentment begins to creep in. One says, "Don't you see how much I do for you?" The other says, "Don't you see how much I need from you?" Both feel wronged. Both feel unfulfilled. And yet, neither is wrong. They are simply lost in translation. The hidden miscommunication of love does not happen all at once. It grows slowly, quietly, through daily misunderstandings and unmet needs. It shows up in the silence after an argument, when both believe the other just doesn't care. It shows up in the loneliness felt even while sitting side by side. It shows up in the quiet tears shed when one partner feels invisible. And often, by the time couples realize what is happening, the distance feels overwhelming. But the truth is, this distance can be closed. This miscommunication can be healed, because love at its core is not about perfection. It is about learning. It is about curiosity. It is about the willingness to ask, to listen, to grow, to say, "How do you feel most loved? What makes you feel valued? What can I do to remind you that you matter to me?" These are not complicated questions, but they are life-changing ones. Because when we ask them, when we listen to the answers, when we try to adapt, we begin to break the silence of miscommunication. The tragedy is that many couples never ask these questions. They assume, they believe that what makes them feel loved must surely make the other person feel loved too. If I need words of affirmation, then surely my partner must need them as well. If I need quality time, then surely they must too. But love is not symmetrical. It is not a mirror. It is a mosaic of different pieces, different shapes, different colors. And only when we recognize this can we begin to put the pieces together into a picture of true connection. Think of love as music. You may be playing your heart out on a violin, pouring every note into the song. But if your partner can only hear the piano, they will never hear the beauty you are creating. They will sit in silence, believing there is no music while you are giving everything you have. Only when both instruments come together, when both learn to play in harmony, does the music of love become clear. This is why relationships require translation. They require us to learn the dialect of our partner's heart, to understand not only how we give love, but how they receive it. And this is not weakness. It is not bending yourself too far. It is not losing who you are. It is the very essence of love itself. The willingness to step outside of yourself and meet someone where they are. But here lies another challenge. Many people struggle to express their needs clearly. They may feel embarrassed to admit what they long for. They may fear sounding needy or demanding or childish. They may keep their desires hidden, hoping their partner will notice without being told. But silence is not clarity. Silence is not communication. And when we hide our needs, we make it impossible for others to meet them. This is the hidden layer of miscommunication. Not only are couples speaking different love languages, but often they are not speaking at all. And so both remain lost, both remain hungry, both remain unsatisfied. To break this cycle, courage is required. The courage to speak honestly. The courage to say, I need your words. I need your touch. I need your time. I need to feel seen in this way. These admissions may feel vulnerable, but they are not weakness. They are strength, because only when needs are spoken can they ever be met. And on the other side, humility is required. The humility to accept that your way of giving love may not be enough, that you may need to learn, to stretch, to change. This does not mean your way is wrong. It means your way is not the only way. And love demands flexibility. Couples who learn this truth discover something powerful. They realize that the very differences that once caused pain can become opportunities for growth. A partner who once never gave words of affirmation learns to say, I'm proud of you, and in doing so, discovers a new depth of emotion within themselves. A partner who once never reached for a hand learns the power of physical touch and finds new intimacy in their relationship. These acts of translation do not erase who we are. They expand who we are. They make us more capable of love, more capable of connection. But when miscommunication is ignored, the results can be devastating. Silent needs become resentments. Resentments become arguments. Arguments become walls. And walls eventually turn into distance too great to cross. This is why so many relationships end not in explosive fights, but in quiet disconnection, in the slow erosion of love that was never fully understood. And so the question becomes, are you loving them wrong? Not because your love is false, but because your language is different. Are you giving them everything you have in one form while they are silently longing for another? Are you speaking in action while they crave words? Are you speaking in gifts while they crave time? Are you speaking in service while they crave touch? If you pause and reflect, you may find that the love is there, but the translation is missing. And this realization can change everything. Because once you see it, you can begin to bridge the gap. You can begin to learn. You can begin to speak in ways that make your partner feel truly cherished. Love is not about perfection. It is about practice. It is about the willingness to keep trying, to keep learning, to keep growing together. And when couples take this path, they discover that love becomes lighter, deeper, more resilient. It becomes something that does not fade with time, but grows with it. The hidden miscommunication of love is not the end of relationships. It is the invitation to deeper ones. It is the reminder that love is not simply a feeling, it is a language. a translation, a choice. And when we choose to learn, to listen, to understand, love stops being invisible. It becomes clear. It becomes strong. It becomes the kind of love that not only survives, but thrives. So ask yourself today, are you loving them wrong? Or are you ready to learn the language that makes them feel loved, seen, and truly understood? Because in the end, the greatest tragedy is not a lack of love, it is the lack of knowing how to show it. And the greatest gift you can give is not only your heart, but the effort to speak it in the way they can hear.